Hey, everybody. My name is Agent Andrew, and I am coming from Deep State Feds. Excited to be sharing this amazing, glorious, and super exciting Git book with you guys. This first page is kind of our mission statement, what the point of all of this is. Deep State is real. There is a group that controls society by usurping the power of representative government from the people and using it to advance their own selfish agenda, not only in real life but also in crypto. So, institutions that were meant to protect the liberty and the bags of individuals and help them reach their fullest potential are instead used to enslave them and neuter their natural abilities and rug them. Most individuals are good. Every person has the right and the ability to determine what is good for themselves, as long as their actions don't infringe on the life, liberty, and property of others. We see that rule broken in real life and in crypto all the time. So individuals must unite. Individual persons cannot defend their rights against malicious groups without unifying. Can't do it alone. The group that will be most effective in defending individual liberty will be the group that preserves these rights when building the structure of the organization that is intended to defend them. Blockchain can provide critical infrastructure to organizations like this that are trying to achieve sincere goals but don't want to sacrifice the rights of the individuals who participate. So how can we help? Well, we want to build a community of people that believe in this, and we want to build an organization that supports them as they operate within Web3, blockchain, social media, and all of this. And so we have builders who have put together some tools, and we have some mechanisms that help us in building this vision for ourselves and helping others who want to recreate what we are doing. And so why are we called Deep State? First off, it's because the Deep State is real, and it does actively work to destroy the rights of individuals in order to minimize resistance to their hegemony. Again, not only in real life and government, but in crypto as well. There is a centralized cabal that acts in their own interest at the expense of the general population. So, while every person has their own dreams and goals, we should all be uniting and resisting any force that prevents us from achieving our highest potential by not providing us the protection of our rights, or by rugging us, or by promising false utility and then not delivering, not because they failed, but because they never had any intention to. That happens way too much in crypto. It's time we started actually doing something about it. So by calling ourselves the Deep State, we are constantly reminded of our common enemy and why we must never abandon our principles and the immense difference between their vision and ours. And it is tough to follow this path sometimes whenever the consensus is that it's okay to be PvP, it's okay to attack each other and to fight for yourself in order to provide for yourself. Our vision is different. It says that we can unite and protect each other's most fundamental rights, and but that by doing that, it gives us all the ability to achieve what we want to achieve. So if you like all this and you want to join us, here's our website. Give you a preview of this. We have a Telegram and a Twitter. So that's the best way to keep involved and to know what's going on within the project if you're especially in these two, Telegram and Twitter. The way that we use blockchain and Web3 to organize the Deep State community, at least, is through the token feds. It's an ERC20 on Ethereum blockchain. And you can see the information by following the Etherscan link right here. has all of the information on holders, transfers, the contract. You can see all of the logic of the contract here. There were 15 billion tokens initially minted. 2 billion of these were burned. 1 billion was assigned to the treasury. It's a multi-sig. We'll get into that later. And then 12 billion was assigned to be liquidity pool. The amount that's actually in the liquidity pool varies, but that's how much is assigned to the community. You see there is no team allocation. This treasury is governed by the community. So, in order to get tokens, you have, for your own personal use, you had to have got it from the liquidity pool. The tax is 2% total on all buy and sells. That's broken down by 1% going to the treasury, and then 1% being used to boost the liquidity pool in order to help mitigate price fluctuations as volume trends, total volume increases over time. It adds to the liquidity pool. The way you can get feds is by swapping using Uniswap. Show you what that looks like. We use Uniswap version 2 on the Ethereum blockchain, and by doing this, we're following the standard convention in order to allow the most decentralized access to swap into and out of our community token. Next is the agents. They are a collection of 100 ERC-721 NFTs, again on the Ethereum blockchain. We use this to identify holders who want to be special contributors to the vision of the project. In return, there is some special utility. Agents get to participate in governance votes. We will get to that later. There's an agency Telegram chat where we really put everything related to the project. Also access to pre-swaps for new token launches. We will get into that later. And then you get to be able to be trusted with projects and community building. And we have a treasury that we use to incentivize people providing some of the things that we need. And we're a lot more willing to give it to known quantities who would hold the tokens once they receive them. And so by joining the agency, you kind of get priority for helping out with us. So the way you would get an agent is by joining the Telegram chat. DM me, I'm Agent Andrew, in the chat, and let me know you want an agent. And the way that you acquire an agent is that you send 11 million feds to our treasury. There's reasons why, and really I'd say the main reason why we do this is to make sure that our NFTs stay liquid. That's a huge problem with NFTs, is that they're illiquid if they don't have any backing. If you think about the definition of NFT, it's non-fungible token. So in essence, it is less liquid than fungible tokens. So our solution to that is to always have backing, liquid backing, for every NFT that we issue. So the treasury always keeps enough feds in order to provide this liquid backing for each agent in circulation. Agents acquired using feds can always be refunded for 9 million feds. We always keep the amount that you send higher than the backing. Maybe you don't get a perfect 100% refund right here, but this prevents the NFTs from cratering and not having a floor that is too far beneath what their mint price was. And we're always going to keep this amount of feds in the treasury to ensure that we can do this. So about this treasury. It's a multi-signature wallet on SafeWallet. Show you the details of the address here. 3 of 5 multi-signature wallets, which means that in order for any transaction to be processed from this wallet, 3 out of 5 signers need to approve it. We had elections for these 5 signers using Snapshot. Show you the proposal there and how that vote went. So we had nominees, and then we had token holders cast their votes for these nominees, and you could assign a certain percent to multiple nominees, and this is the way the vote turned out. So since we're taking 5 multi-sig signers, we took the top 5 vote receivers. Close break right there. And these 5 people now get to decide when tokens can move in and out of the multi-signature wallet. And only they can ultimately do it, but they are voted on by holders. I really cannot think, and I've never heard of another project that really gives the keys to the treasury to the people that were voted on by the community. About voting, so we do it on Snapshot, as you saw. Why we like to require that voters have an agent. They need to be known quantities. We don't want mysterious people who we've never heard of before coming in and making decisions if we're giving holders this much power. But the amount of their power is determined by the amount of feds that they hold. So all you need is one agent to be able to participate, but if you want to have a higher weight and a louder voice, you need to hold more feds. Think about the election for the multi-signature. We had some people with 220 million feds voting, and then we had some with around 10 million feds voting. So, huge variability there in the voting power. But if you ever want to change that, there's an easy way of doing it. Go to the LP, swap some ETH, get some more feds, and now your voice is louder. All of our important decisions are going to be made like this, from control of the treasury to budget decisions, to pivots if we need to make them, updates if we need to make them, and then token launches, which we're about to get into, even who votes on the multi-sig. The Deep State is committed to ensuring that the community of holders has a loud voice in how our project moves forward. So if you have an idea, or if you disagree with some of this stuff, it is very possible to come in, grab a large share of this, and start advocating for your position, and you could probably drive the project in the direction that you want to take it. One of the metas that has come up recently is meme coins. And we were able to construct a launchpad mechanism. So agents have the access to pre-swap opportunities using their Feds tokens and using the format voted on in this proposal below, again on Snapshot. You can read the details of our token launch format here, but we basically use Feds to collect the initial liquidity for these tokens. If we don't get enough initial liquidity, we don't launch it, but that means that there wasn't enough interest. So we're building a launch pad to where people can submit token ideas, see if people want to participate from this core community of builders and people with the right mindset. And if you're able to attract enough attention from different people, then that token can then launch and become its own project. But using the Deep State community vision and tools to get it started off on the right foot. And that's one of the most difficult parts of launching a new token is keeping out snipers, making sure you get people who are actually dedicated to what the token represents, not just trying to grift off of, sincere holders' excitement, which we see a lot in meme coins, and that's why they don't often last more than a week. So we're trying to find a way to extend that life cycle a bit. ALAMAL is for aliens and UAP enthusiasts, which we've seen is a popular subject, and people are really interested in that. So I'm personally hoping that we can attract some of those people to this community and start to build cool things together that we would want to use to support our common interest. I think that same thing is also true of Don Pepe, meme coin for based Pepe enthusiasts, and I definitely count myself as one of those. I think the election time is going to be fun, and so it's nice to have a specific avenue to explore the meme potential for both of these. Who knows, maybe we eventually do coins that aren't so memey, but for now, I'm fine exploring these ideas because I think that meme coins and the utility that they can bring to a community is underestimated right now, and people are kind of just using the idea of meme coins for short-term scams, and kind of pisses me off. So I want to see them done right. That's what we're trying to do. Another meta that we can follow is the bot meta. And first thing we'll say is that both of these bots, they're going to be accessible to either large Fed holders or to people who send subscriptions to the Treasury. So I don't plan on there being ETH reflections to holders. I plan on both of these bots taking Feds from the liquidity pool and sending it to the Treasury the more that they are used. And that will benefit all Feds holders. It will give the community operating tokens and liquid in order to do some of the other things. And I'm not a huge fan of revenue share. But if we are going to do revenue share, then I do think that they should go to people within our community who use these bots for our community. So let's get into these bots and what I mean by that. SWAT bot is used to help you raid your tweets. I think, you could click on the bot and go see what it looks like in Telegram. It's probably a lot to get into right here, but allows raid leaders to add tweets to a list. Raiders can earn points for commenting, liking, and retweeting tweets before the tweet countdown expires. These points are collected and displayed on a leaderboard, and then you can use that leaderboard to reward your most active tweet raiders. And so when I think about how is Feds going to use the subscriptions that we collect from other communities who use this bot, my first idea is give it to people in our community who use the bot for our community. So I want to make sure that the people who raid for us, they feel the love. And that's what I would do with our revenue, rather than give it to passive holders. And then another bot I'm working on right now is Bingo Bot. What's really cool about Bingo Bot is that if you're having an AMA or, for Don Pepe, we're going to be watching the debates and Trump rallies. Well, we can put words into a set and then use that set to generate bingo cards for people. And then whenever the word is said, you can mark your own card. When you get 5 in a row, you announce your own bingo. And it can be verified by game manager and people in the community. So you can have a legit bingo game in your Telegram chat. This whole community is only 5 months old. So this has grown an insane amount if you think about how we all started buying a meme coin. And now here we are. So caution if you fade us. Maybe we're working on some more serious shit than you guys give us credit for. So maybe you want to just get yourself a suey bag and make sure that we don't prove you too wrong. Anyway, Agent Andrew out. Thank you for listening.